Yo, Alec here. Today I'm about to talk about freelancing. And if there's something that's really sad to me about freelancing is the fact that most guys who will start freelancing at some point are just going to give up. And I'm not talking those guys who will get their first clients and after that find that, hey, freelancing is not for them. That happens, but not that often. The most people who are going to give up on freelancing are people who are still to get started, people who are learning about freelancing, who are watching videos on YouTube about the first steps to become freelancers, the first steps to find clients, and all these videos. And what's sad about it is that oftentimes guys get overwhelmed because when you're freelancing, you will have to do things that you are not comfortable with, things that you have not practiced. Getting clients is not exactly the same as getting a job, but getting clients is actually not really that hard. And once you've done it once or twice, all the feelings of stress and fear go away and you'll realize it's actually not that hard. But oftentimes when you are confronted with new ideas, such as methods on how to find clients, such as how you need to approach your day to be successful as a freelancer, how to arrange your schedules properly, oftentimes you will find yourself overwhelmed because of the fact that it's new things that you've never done. So in this video, I want to make things really easy for you, because if you watch a ton of YouTube videos and try to make sure that you get everything right on the first time, you will never get clients. Because either it's going to be so fucking stressful just looking at everything, you'll just freak out and give up on freelancing, or you'll just find that, hey, if I have to do everything, there ought to be something that is going to be tough in there that you will not want to do, so you'll procrastinate and you will get poor results. The best way to be successful starting out as a freelancer is to keep things simple and just fucking do it. You will struggle in maybe the first or second time you try it out, the first or second time you send emails, the first and second time you meet with clients. But the truth is, it's not that hard. And once you've built that comfortable frame after having 2 or 3 meetings and all these things, it's actually something you can learn to do very well. After 2 weeks, I was already really comfortable and really good at finding clients. Not as good as I am right now, not as good as I could have been, but good enough so that I could meet people, so that I could find clients easily and meeting them without feeling too stressed, without feeling too bad, and without looking like an idiot who didn't know what I was doing. So what I want to do in this video is give you every single step of the process that you should follow. Sure, you could do more than that. You could do more than the framework I'm about to share with you, but I specifically want to keep things as simple as possible because I want to make sure you will do it. Because the more complicated you make the process, the least likely you are going to do it. So if you watch a ton of YouTube videos and try to get everything right, it's just going to be complicated. And the more complicated the process, the more likely you are to procrastinate because it's stressful, because it's complicated, and the more likely you are going to give up. So I'm going to keep things simple to get you started right away. This is the only video you might need to get started. Theoretically, if you get just this video, you have the framework to get started. It might be a long video, but you get everything. And my recommendation to you is, after watching all of this, stop trying to find too many videos just to make sure you get everything perfect. Just get started, apply this, get your first clients. And after that, if you want to make sure, maybe you find that you're not really good maybe at sending emails, or maybe another step of the process that I'm about to share with you, then maybe you can start watching other of my videos or other people's videos to get better at these things specifically. But the best way to really prove to yourself that freelancing works and freelancing is for you is to get started and do it yourself. And you'll find out that finding clients is not as hard as you believe. So the first thing I want to mention, the big trap that most people get when they get started freelancing, is that, hey, when they're choosing their first method of how to find clients, most people will gravitate toward websites such as Upwork. And I understand why you will gravitate toward websites like Upwork, because, hey, applying to jobs on Upwork feels a lot like applying to jobs in anywhere else, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or any other place. It feels familiar. It feels like something you've already done. I understand why this is the method that looks the most comfortable, but trust me when I say, especially if you don't have a degree, especially if you don't have a portfolio, this is going to be tough. I've seen many of my friends trying Upwork and just giving up because they couldn't find good clients, or the only clients they could get were paying them less than minimum wage in their country. These are not situations you want to find yourself in. And I think the best way to illustrate to you what Upwork is like is to give you my perspective as someone who hires people on Upwork, okay? When it comes to web developers, we put like a job posting for our agency last week for like a web developer and a web designer. We put both of them up there, like I think we put something like 15 hours a week or something, retainer jobs, and we got 92 messages or something like that in like 24 hours. You have no idea on Upwork how many people you're competing with. And the reason for that is that because most people are not comfortable sending emails, calling people, that means that the only method that people are comfortable with is doing what they're used to do, which is like applying to job, sending your profiles, which are kind of like resumes and that kind of thing. So most beginner freelancers or aspiring freelancers get on Upwork because it's the easy method. But because everyone's on it, because it becomes competitive, because there's too many people on it, people get discouraged, people get poor results because, hey, listen, I didn't have the time to respond to all these 92 messages. I have a business to run. I'm not going to reply to everyone. I'm just going to get the 4 or 5 best profiles, talk with them and see which one is best. It's like 85% of the profiles that I got, I almost didn't even check because I don't have the time to do this. You're competing with people who are offering like to work for $7 an hour, offering lower than probably minimum wage in your country. If you are in the US, Canada, you're competing with people who already have portfolios that are amazing. You're competing with people and are only charging like $15 an hour, and you're competing with people who like have a lot of good track record on Upwork. You know, on Upwork, there's when someone has already performed contracts on Upwork and has been paid, you can see on their profile how much money they've made. You can see the testimonials they've got. If you're brand new, you're competing with all these people, and it's going to be really hard to break through the noise and get your first contracts, get started. Because the only way to get a profile that's really good is to probably have like a good portfolio, have a good bio, which probably aren't really good at writing because, you know, developers tend to not learn how to write bios. It's like Tinder. Like most Tinder profiles don't get matches or get really few matches because, hey, you never learned in school. We never learned in school to write in a way that makes us look interesting. So it's the same on Upwork. Your profile will eventually get good if you stick with it because, hey, you're going to get jobs, you're going to get testimonials, you're going to build your portfolio over time, which is going to build your profile for you. But Upwork, in my opinion, if you don't have a college degree, is only going to be good for you. Well, is only a good path if you already have some experience doing other types of freelancing, because this way you will have experience talking with clients, which means you will spend less time and you will have to approach less jobs and clients before you will find one you can close, because your closing rate is going to be better because you're more used to messaging. You will already have a portfolio because by doing other methods of finding clients, you will find jobs, which you will build websites or stuff like that for them, which these websites you can put on your portfolio. You will be able to have testimonials from these clients to show people on Upwork. So you're not going to be the guy who's new, has no portfolio, no testimonials, no nothing, a shitty bio, no proof that he's good, and he has to like charge $5 an hour to even be considered because his profile is shit. Upwork can work, but the truth is, don't get discouraged by the fact that it's hard at the beginning, because hey, there's other methods of finding clients that, even though you're not comfortable with them right now, and maybe you don't believe that they work, once you're going to try them, you will realize it's actually a lot easier than you think, and you will realize it's actually something you can do very well, even if you're not comfortable with them right now. Because let's be honest, we're all uncomfortable about doing things that we don't do often. Like the first time I was going to go talk to a girl I didn't know at the bar, man, I was just sweating, just fucking like stressed out about it. And when I came to talk to her, of course it was awkward. I didn't know how to speak with girls. I wasn't comfortable. I felt weird. But having done it a couple of times, now I could go see a girl at the bar, have fun with her, get her number, and now it's a lot easier. It's the same. Like the first time you do something, of course you're going to suck. Of course it's going to be stressful. Of course it's going to be difficult, but over time you're going to get better. And the more you do it, the faster you start doing it, the faster you get to the point where you're good. And being a freelancer, like, is such a better lifestyle than just having a job, that I encourage you to accept that you're going to have to spend maybe 1 or 2 weeks where you're uncomfortable to get to the point where you know how to do it and you have a much better lifestyle than every one of your friends who has a job. The pain you will experience for a short amount of time is going to be incredibly worth it over the long run, because you will see having a freelancer's lifestyle completely changes the quality of your life, if only for the fact that you can work when you want and not work when you want. That would be good enough. But I actually made a complete video, if you want to check it out, all the changes that being a freelancer gives you to your lifestyle. You have no idea how much better your life can get once you get a freelancer. I'll put a link to the video in the description. I encourage you to check it out. But for now, I'm just going to share with you the methods that you need to use if you want to get your first clients. So you'll be surprised, because the method that I think is easiest for most people to get your first clients, is going to be to send cold emails. Now, I understand you don't open your emails probably, and honestly, I don't open my emails too, okay? But the truth is, if you send emails to businesses, they will open their emails oftentimes, because think about it. Who sends emails to businesses? It's probably going to be mostly clients. Clients ask questions about the product, or clients who have complaints. And if they don't answer the clients who have questions about their products, well, these clients might not buy the product and might go to another business, buy another product. Or if they don't answer the complaints of their clients, well, these clients are probably not going to keep buying their products, right? So businesses have to answer their customers. They have to answer their emails. Otherwise, they're losing a lot of money. And think about it, they're paying people quite a lot of money to take care of these email responses, so it's worth a lot for them to keep their customers. If you send emails to business email addresses, they oftentimes will open, most of the time, they will open them because they have to. The trick to getting your emails open, I'm going to tell you right here, is to look like a customer, okay? You're going to send emails and you're going to make sure you don't have like a big title that feels like marketing. It's just going to be something like, hey, quick question about X product, about X thing, or maybe just quick question without any other thing is probably better than quick question about X. So just write quick question, and you're going to look like a customer. And honestly, right now, I know you're like, hey, I don't want to watch a video of a guy just telling me to send emails. I understand that. Listen, when I started freelancing, when I started wanting to become a freelancer, actually, I wanted to start finding another method because I felt email was uncomfortable, was weird, and no one opened them anyway. So what I ended up doing was trying a lot of methods, Google AdWords and weird shit that was complicated, that didn't really work, and took a lot of my time, and just made me give up on freelancing. I just got a job afterward, and you know what I realized? My boss, who gave me my clients, I was working as a web developer, so obviously, like, I had to get someone to find clients for me. Otherwise, your boss, what he does when he finds clients is exactly what you're going to do when you're a freelancer. You want to know how he found me clients? He was sending emails and he was calling businesses. Simple as that. And most of his clients came from email. At that point, I felt like such an idiot, because I did not try email because I thought it would not work. I thought it would be a waste of time. I thought it would be stupid. And I just ended up working for a guy who took like a big chunk of the money that I made just because he found my clients, and the way he found clients was by sending emails. So it's kind of ridiculous. And the truth is, if I had started sending emails at that point, even though I had no experience with it, I would probably have found clients. Actually, I would have found clients. Maybe not the first 2 or 3 people that I would call, because obviously, like, the first calls you make are going to be more stressful and you're not going to be as confident. But eventually I would have found clients, and faster than you would expect. You will find clients if you use this method. And the funny thing about email, the reason email is really the best for you if you want to start freelancing and you don't have a college degree, is because when you're on Upwork, you know, they check your profile, they check your portfolio, they check all these things. When you're sending emails, I have never had a client, never, when I'd approached them with calls or emails, that has ever asked me for my fucking degree. I've had like one client ever ask me for a portfolio, but overall, all of the clients that I've met about 25 clients, maybe 25 business owners, and never has any, except one, never has anyone asked me for college degrees and that kind of thing. If you look confident, they will trust that you already have experience. They will trust that you already have degrees. They will trust that you already have these things. So you don't need to have these things because they don't ask you for these things. That's the reason freelancing, especially when you're using methods like this and not Upwork, is really a good place to get started getting experience when you're a web developer. Listen, I know it's hard sometimes to get a job as a web developer, to get started finding an agency who is willing to hire you despite the fact that you don't have a degree. But getting freelance clients, getting experience from that, even if your goal is to get a job at some place, it's going to be easier for you if you start by freelancing, getting clients using emails or cold calls, and then getting that job. Because once you have experience, all of the rest of the options just open up. The doors, not a lot of people are willing to hire people who are beginning. Not a lot of people are willing to hire people who have not proven that they are worthy of being paid for. You know, a beginner, you don't know if they're good or not, but if they already have a portfolio, if they already have testimonials, now you have proof that they are good. So it doesn't matter, once you have that proof, if you show it to a guy to get a job or show it to other businesses to get these businesses as clients, everything is going to get better once you get your first clients. And trust me, maybe it's going to be painful in the first couple of weeks, but it's going to be a lot easier than you think. So just fucking do it. I swear it's going to be worth it. So what you're going to do is you're going to learn how to send cold emails. You can learn it on YouTube, but my best recommendation is probably going to be to get a course on that. And if you want a recommendation of a course for that, I will put one in the description below. Just watch these courses, learn how to write business emails. These courses are not going to be really expensive. And honestly, like, yes, you could get started just sending emails saying, hey, I saw your website's not good. I saw that I could improve XX thing. Would you like us to spend like 5 minutes discussing it over the phone? It would work, and honestly, I think you could technically do that. But if you want to have better results, just check the link in the description. I'm gonna get you a pretty cheap course on email marketing that you can get and learn how to get better at email, so you get a better results essentially. Once you learn email, one pitfall that I recommend, one pitfall I see people doing all the time, okay? If you are living in a country that doesn't speak English, personally, I'm Canadian, I'm living in Eastern Canada where we speak French. And since I speak both French and English, I have two options. I can either find clients in French or in English. If you're living in I don't know what country you're living in, but what I know is that most people will do the mistake of going to try to find clients who speak English because they believe it's going to be easier to find clients who speak English, and these clients are probably going to pay more. But the truth is, it's the opposite in most cases. In Canada, what happens, I'm going to tell you why. The reason is, is because think about all the freelancers from third world countries such as India, such as Bangladesh, Pakistan, in some cases, South America too. These people, which language do you think they learn to try to get clients in the US or other countries? They all learn English. They all fucking learn English. So everyone who tries to find clients in English is competing with freelancers from all around the world who are offering to do the same job you are for $6 an hour. But if you do it in French, in Spanish, I don't care, okay? There's not a lot of people in India trying to learn French to get clients. Okay, but there's a ton of people in India trying to learn English to get clients. If you go in your language, you are not competing with these people. You're going to have less competition, which means you are going to be able to sell your services at a higher price. It means that all the companies you are going to be working with, unless they know how to speak English, they will not be able to go on Upwork, try to find freelancers who can make websites for them for cheaper than what you offer. If they only speak Spanish or French or whatever your language is, that means they will be stuck with either choosing you or choosing local agencies, which, let's face it, local agencies probably charge them something like $10,000 a website. Even if you sell them like $3,000 just starting out, this is big money, especially if you're like used to working for someone. Getting $3,000, although it's lower than what you could potentially get, it's really a good way to get started and start making money right now. You will have a lot of an easier time finding clients, getting tons of money if you are doing it in your country, in your language. Maybe it's not going to work as well for you if you are living in a third world country, but if you are living in a first world country that doesn't speak English, do not try to learn English to get clients in English. This is a mistake. It's going to be harder because you're going to have more competition that way. Benefit from the fact that you have the chance of not having to compete with freelancers from all around the world. Cherish it and find clients in your country. It's going to be a lot easier. Trust me about that. After that, after you've learned email, the first thing I want to do is just run. I want you to fucking run. Send emails, get client meetings, talk to people. Even if you're going to suck, even if you don't know how to do a client meeting, even if you never learned that thing, do it. Start doing it now, because the biggest enemy, the biggest thing that might make you give up is being uncomfortable. It's the stress that comes with doing these meetings, with doing these emails. But even if you suck, once you realize that, hey, I've sent a lot of emails, people actually respond pretty well. That's cool. I thought that, hey, maybe I was bothering people, but the truth is I'm not. I started talking with people. It was stressful at first, but I realized people are happy to talk with me. People decided to schedule these calls because they want to hear my services. They trust my skill. They are interested in what I have to say. You're going to realize very fast that it's really a lot easier than you think, and people are happy to talk with you. So the faster you get these client meetings, the faster you realize people are happy to talk with you, the easier it's going to be. The biggest problem starting out you're probably going to have, beside the fact that you have a big chance of wanting to give up, is that you're going to be stressed about these things. And the faster you throw yourself in the fire, the faster you're going to realize it's actually not very hot and that it actually doesn't burn. And the faster that and the easier you're going to be able to conquer procrastination, because procrastination comes from fear, and fear comes from the unknown and the anticipation that it's going to be uncomfortable. And the moment you realize sending emails, talking to people is actually not uncomfortable, the easier it's going to be, because you're not going to be procrastinating anymore. And you won't have the risk of wanting to give up. So, listen, when I started freelancing, okay, when I started wanting to send my first emails, when I started getting my first, wanting to get my first client meetings, I procrastinated like shit. I sometimes spent a whole day where I wrote just one email and just quit. I had to go watch Netflix to get my motivation back. It was crazy. It was stupid. But the truth is, it took me a month getting my first fucking client because I was sending emails so slowly. Think about it. If you just run and you spend 2 or 3 days writing a ton of emails, writing 7 emails a day instead of 1, or maybe even more if you have more self-discipline, you will get clients so much faster, and you will feel like you're successful. You will feel like you're going somewhere, you're going to get comfortable fast, you're going to get clients fast, and you won't get in a situation where you're like, oh, I don't know if freelancing really works. Actually, I've been doing this for 3 weeks and nothing has happened yet. No, because if you send a ton of emails every day, what do you think is going to happen? Some people are going to respond. You are going to see it works. You will start getting client meetings fast, and you are going to see it's easy, and you're going to see you are capable of finding clients. Who knows? Maybe you will find clients in like 1 week or something. Just do it. Go as fast as possible. But if you just go slowly and procrastinate and send emails because you think it's stressful and you don't let yourself see it's not actually that stressful, you might have to spend a lot of time before you get your first client. Just trust me, run, do it. It's a lot easier than you think. And when it comes to client meetings, what I want you to realize, okay, what you're going to want to do with email, okay, don't try to sell them your services on email. Try to convince them to get on a call with you. Because if you just say, hey, pay me $3,000, send it to this PayPal account, and I'm going to do your website for you, no one's going to pay that. No one trusts you. No one knows you. They might think you're a scam. They probably will think you're a scam. So they want to talk with you to know who you are and know they can trust you and know that you can deliver what they need. Okay, if you don't get on the phone at any point, you're not going to sell your websites. Trust me, you need to set up a client meeting. It's going to be easy. And the thing is with client meetings over the phone, I was so fucking stressed when I got my first client meetings on the phone. But I actually realized very fast that hey, they want to talk with you. The reason they're on the phone with you is because they've agreed in your emails to have a phone conversation with you. They are interested in learning about your services. They are interested about what you can offer them. They are interested in that. They respect your skill. They respect your expertise. They respect you. Otherwise, they would not be listening to you. They would not be willing to do that. So you're not calling people who don't know you, who you need to prove that you're good to. You are calling people who want to talk with you, who want to hear what you have to say. It's easier. It's a lot easier than you probably think. So at this point, what I want you to do, close YouTube. Close YouTube. Go get started. Do it. Okay? Stop thinking I need to watch YouTube videos. Stop thinking that. You already have enough information to get started. And the more you are going to spend time on YouTube before you get started, the more chance you are going to be procrastinating or giving up. So what I want you to do is get started. After that, go back to YouTube. Go watch videos on how to write better headlines for your emails. Go watch videos on whatever you feel you could do to improve your methods. But go do it. Get started. Get your experiences and don't let yourself be stopped by fear or anxiety or by procrastination. Just do it. You'll see getting clients is easier than you think. If you want to see more videos on the specifics of how to write emails, of how to do your clients meeting properly, how to find clients, or other tips on freelancing in general, in the next couple of weeks, I'm about to share with you all of that and more on how to get better as a freelancer and to get started as a freelance web developer. If you want to see that, subscribe. With that said, I'll see you soon. Take care.